gentlemen, we are back with something that's very, very close to me. I'm going to talk about today. And, you know, I'm starting to learn as I post every day and you guys interact every single day and I get more viewers, more engagement than I ever thought possible. I'm starting to learn you guys are a lot like me in some ways, and also a lot like a past version of myself. And you have the same struggles, the same questions, the same things that you do wrong that I did and that I've worked through and that you're working through. It's very similar, and I'm very appreciative of that sentiment. And I'm really starting to notice that too. And when you go on the process of getting jacked, fixing your body, getting your confidence right, you know, becoming somebody that like you were put on earth to be, instead of being a slave to all the vices like food and alcohol and you know, just not being as locked in, not being the type of man you want to be. It's not a good place to be. And I've learned that there's one mistake that will guarantee, if you commit this mistake, you can't recover from it. It's 10 times harder to recover from any other mistake. And I've realized that, I mean, you guys are watching me grow in real time. I've realized that literally these last few days. And I want to relay that to you guys so you don't make the same mistake. And you might be thinking, oh, am I making that mistake? And I want to break down exactly what it is so we can all grow together, and that you guys can get in great shape like I've been able to do, and I can give you guys the wisdom. You know, that's my purpose here on earth. But you guys all know, when you're on the path to try to lose weight, or you're on the path to try to get bigger in the gym or go to the gym every day, you know, you have specific inputs that you have to get done every single day. There's certain tasks that just need to be done, non-negotiables every day. And you know that if you don't perform those on a consistent basis, you won't reach your goals. So if I want to continue to build my personal training and online coaching empire, where I can actually help guys the right way, because nobody on here is actually doing it right, and people are getting scammed out of their money and not actually changing their lives. Or if I want to, you know, continue to get bigger in the gym and cut. I'm on a cut right now, actually trying to shred, you know, all the fat off my body and leave the muscle while eating what I want. You know, that's my specific goal when it comes to fitness. If you want to continue to grow, there's certain inputs you have to do. Like, I have to post a YouTube video every single day, or I have to make sure that my breakfast has at least 50 grams of protein, stays under 400 calories. You guys understand that. And the second you start to let those slip, the second you start to you just give up on yourself. Those are the mistakes I'm talking about. Because those are the mistakes that you can see. Those are the mistakes you can feel right away. And those aren't the ones that'll ruin you. The ones that will ruin you are the ones that you didn't even realize you were making in the first place. Because there are 4 steps to identifying anything that's going wrong in life, or learning absolutely anything, whether it's something going wrong or even something going right. But the first step is always becoming aware of the issue in general. And that's what we're going to focus on today. Because if you're making a mistake but you're not even aware of it, it's going to fuck you over in the long term and even in the short term. And the problem is, I saw a statistic here. It was like one of a famous bodybuilder was talking about it, how, and he's a coach too, but talking about how 90% of the mistakes people make in life in general, people are unaware of them. You know, think of all the times that you've walked into a doorway and instead of holding it, you know, you let it close behind you because you didn't see anybody behind you, but there happened to be this old lady right there, and you notice, you're like, oh damn, and you feel bad because you didn't see her, but you noticed. How many times has that happened and you didn't even notice? Probably triple, quadruple, 5 times the amount. It's the same thing for mistakes in real life. And I noticed this weekend while on my cut. Now, a lot of you guys have all the same goals. You want to build muscle and lose fat, right? You want to look hotter, you want to be more confident, and that's a completely normal goal in today's world. But a lot of you guys don't understand the mistakes that are actually holding you back. And the number one thing that's holding people back, the people that I see, some of my clients, is the mental part of it. The words you speak. You go on a diet for a week, and the worst part about fucking up your diet for a week isn't, oh, you know, like, I didn't follow my diet, so I didn't lose the weight. No. It's the mindset that you actually, like, identify yourself with. You say, you know, no matter what I can do, I can't lose weight. Or you start to say things like, oh, my body's just not meant to lose weight, or I don't have the consistency. That's what damages you. It's the mindset shift that the failure actually brings you. But when you can turn that around and use the failure as a lesson instead of a down, turn it into an up, that's when you can get over these mistakes that'll cost you forever. So mentally, you need to make sure you consistently perform the inputs you need to do, so you can at least know that you have the potential to achieve your goal. Because you have to have the belief. If you don't believe it, you're going to negatively talk yourself down. You're going to start making mistakes you don't even realize are there. Mentally, with your words, you're going to start throwing in foods that have extra calories because you don't give as much of a fuck. You guys see what I'm saying? You see how big it is when it comes to actually achieving your goals, how bad that will really fuck you over. You're starting to see that. But that's not even the main point of this video. That's a side point. The main point is something that I noticed this weekend that I hinted to. And I'm going to tell you right now. And this is going to change my life, and I think it's actually going to make the rest of my cut and the rest of my YouTube journey as well go a lot faster. But something that I noticed is that mentally I put myself in traps sometimes. And I'm sure you guys relate to this, like I was alluding to at the beginning of the video. But mentally, I put myself in a trap. And I say, for example, yesterday I was out at a St. Patrick's Day. My local college throws this big day party. All my friends go to it. Everybody I know is there. So I pull up. It's a great time. I encourage you guys to still have fun with your life. Even if you're locking in the gym and all that, still have fun. And I told myself, I said, okay, I can drink this much alcohol with this many calories, and I'll still be able to hit my cut. I'll still be able to do this and that. But by the time I got there, some unexpected things happened. First thing is that everybody has their own little jugs going around, and of course, your friends want you to try theirs and their mix, and you probably rack up a few extra freaking calories doing that, which isn't the biggest deal. But I started to think, like, damn, like, I remember I said to myself, I'm not even going to be able to hit my macros today because this is the rate that the day's going. It's just the day's not going the right way. I've got too many opportunities to cheat, and it's probably not going to work out. The issue with that is that that's absolutely not true. I just have to try a little bit harder. I have to change up my strategy. You don't go down 7-0 in the first quarter of your football team and it'll say, oh, fuck, it's not going the way I wanted. This game's over. No. There's teams that have been down 30 points in the third quarter and they still come back. Gamify your life because it's the same shit. So, for example, yesterday after the day party, I'm over my calories so far. I only had about 1,200 left. I've only had 60 grams of protein, and some of my boys wanted food. Now, that city only had, we had to go to a restaurant. We weren't anywhere close to my home, so we had to go out to eat. And I said to myself, like, that's when I said, damn, like, I'm just going to miss my calories today. I'll make up for it tomorrow, which is a fucking trap. That is the biggest, worst mistake possible. It is a trap. And I said that to myself out of a lack of belief. But since I have been through this shit before, I was luckily able to, like, tell myself, okay, and I switched up my strategy. I switched up my game plan. Turns out there was a grocery store right next to the Culver's we were going to eat at. And I said, boom, hey boys, let me run in here real quick. I'll catch up with y'all in a minute. I went in the grocery store. I bought a full fucking 4-pack of Greek yogurt, a bag of jerky, and I brought it into Culver's. My boys were eating Culver's, it's fine. I don't judge them for that. They're not cutting aggressive like I am. I eat Culver's when I'm not cutting aggressive, but it just didn't fit my goals. So I brought in some healthy food that was going to help me hit my macros. Instead of eating some bullshit at Culver's for $20, I got 50 grams of protein for 300 calories from a bag of jerky, and I fucking pounded 4 Greek yogurts, which I normally wouldn't do, but it was 2 times better than eating a burger from Culver's. I got my protein goal no problem yesterday, and I drank more than expected. I had 600 empty calories in fucking, the party supplies, you know what I'm talking about, and I still hit my macros because that reframe in my mind. I didn't make the mental mistake of, okay, I'm just gonna give up on the day. I'm just gonna get back at it tomorrow. Because daily consistency, that's the number one key to anything. If you fucking do something every day, do your inputs every day, and you never mess up, you will achieve your goal. I don't care what it is. I don't care what your goal is. If you want to become president of the United States and you come up with a good enough plan, a good enough finite amount of things that will get you to that point, and you perform them every single day, you will absolutely become the president of the United States. In my mind, whether that's true or not, that's the belief I carry. So if I believe that genuinely, I damn sure believe I can hit my fucking macros and post a YouTube video and build a successful coaching business, actually helping out guys like me. And it's the same thing for dieting. It's the same thing for hitting the gym. You got to do it every single day. You got to perform the inputs, and you have to be aware of the mistakes and the mental traps. Your comforted, soft mind, and I'm not saying that to be a dick, but we live in a soft world and it's infiltrated everybody, me included, right? You have to get out of that by overperforming it with the perspicacity, the awareness to fucking say, no, I'm not gonna fall for that. I'm gonna stick to my plans. I'm gonna stick to my guns. And it helps because the longer you do it, the more progress you're gonna see. You're gonna have that newfound motivation, that kickstart. And you don't have to have this bullshit discipline where you hate these certain tasks. You just do them for discipline. No. You fall in love and build a passion instead. And it all comes from the awareness of where you go wrong in the first place. Boys, take a minute to digest that. Take notes, because that's genuinely something like that's fucking been an epiphany in my head. It's gonna help me pump out more videos, help me pump out better gym sessions. I'm gonna be ripped in LA in a few weeks. You guys know I'm going there. It's gonna be vlogged, the whole thing. I'm gonna stay healthy there. It's gonna be fucking awesome. I love you guys, I really do. Life is amazing, and I love being able to talk to you guys and give you guys real actionable advice. If you have any questions, let me know. If you really want to talk to me, get in my program that I talk about, you can book a call in the Calendly in the bottom. We'll talk, me and you, not some sales guy. Check me out on Instagram if you want to see how I live every day and you want to see some tips that I give out on the daily. Some more like minute, minuscule, specific things. But boys, I love you. If anything, implement the stuff I said in this video or it will be useless. Good luck to you guys. God bless, and have an amazing week ahead. Love you, boys.